This week we're in the north of Scotland, helping to bring together a couple of jaded house hunters.
We want to live together and we want to be able to have our family and our friends round.
We'll be risking life and limb.
We want to get it right because if you get it wrong, you might die.
With varying degrees of success.
It's a bit of a poxy box.
My heart's not thumping at the thought of this house.
In 2 years, this is the best house you've seen.
Yeah, definitely.
Gordon Bennett.
These days, many couples buy a house before they get married. To be married for 3 years and still have no home is rare indeed.
But our couple are determined to make up for lost time and buy 2 houses at once. The longed-for family home, as well as a clever little investment. Dan and Tracy are a couple in property crisis.
Currently, these two are spending 5 days a week, 200 miles apart. Since their wedding day 3 years ago, they've put their careers first. Dan works for the RAF as a PE instructor in Wales and Tracy as a child psychologist at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London.
2 great jobs, but the trouble is they're in 2 totally different parts of the country.
We're between homes at the moment, so we don't actually have a base as such for our family life.
But this tale of 2 commutes doesn't end there. Every weekend when Dan and Tracy meet up, they don't choose a handy halfway point between Wales and London.
Unbelievably, they trek back to Elgin in northeast Scotland.
Crikey, that's a total joint commute of over 2,000 miles.
We always come back to this area, to the beaches and the rivers and the mountains are on the doorsteps.
I think that's it, isn't it? It's about landscapes and just what this place offers us. It's, you know, it's fresh air, there are trees, there are mountains, there are rivers, there's sea, there's beaches.
Dan and Tracy were both born and brought up in the beautiful Scottish town. Each weekend they stay at Dan's parents' house in Elgin, and their aim is to buy their own home in the area.
They've been searching for a Scottish home to call their own for the last 3 years, but thanks largely to the Scottish property purchasing system. After viewing 200 houses and spending thousands on surveys, they are still waiting for their first home as a married couple.
Finding a house up here will be the best thing that's happened to us since the day we got married, probably, because we want to live together and we want to have our family and friends over to stay and be able to do what all our friends are doing for us.
But with so many houses loved and lost and everything they've been through, Dan and Tracy are understandably losing hope. I think we're going to have a tough job reigniting their property passion.
There's a couple that we haven't bid on because we've expected to lose out anyway by the sheer volume of people there. So it's the old once bitten, twice shy. You know, we haven't done it because we've been scared of wasting the money on surveys and everything else.
Things are getting desperate. With Dan and Tracy so far apart, Phil and I thought we should experience their separation anxiety, so we split up too.
Now this is going to be fun. Dan works on an RAF base here in Wales. I'm on my way to see him. I reckon he needs a wingman on this search, and that'll be me.
Oh yeah, Phil and Tom Cruise separated at birth.
Flight Lieutenant Londonwood.
How you doing, Phil? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Good to be here.
Welcome to Fairborn.
Thank you. I've got to say, though, I was expecting planes.
We'll do the initial training, and then if they're good enough, they'll get to go on and fly their airplanes.
You promised me there'd be aircraft, Kirstie.
No, Phil, I promise you'd get to fly through the air. Dry your eyes. I've arranged for Dan to give you a little taster of what he gets up to in Wales.
We want to get it right because if you get it wrong, you might die.
What? I was imagining Top Gun, not Cliffhanger.
Kirstie, I love you. I really, really do.
Where you go?
Wow, that is quite impressive. But enough showing off, we've got work to do. Whilst you're trying to get the water out of your ears, I've made the trek up to Elgin to meet Tracy and get to the bottom of their motives for the move.
Now, Tracy, there's a great road called the M4, and it leads between London and Wales, and you could buy a property halfway down that road.
You wouldn't be the first person to have said that.
Right.
For sure.
But
we don't want to live there. This is where we want to be. I think this is where we both hope to come back to and spend the rest of our lives. You know, we were talking about a long-term future back here.
With increasing desperation, Dan and Tracy have been throwing the property net further and further from their ideal location of Elgin. Until now, it stretches from Lossiemouth in the north, down the A95 to Aviemore, before shooting off in a wide loop around Inverness and back along the coast.
That's a huge area for us to cover.
Dan and Tracy have hatched a plan to make their life in Scotland more permanent. Dan's hoping to relocate to an RAF base near to their new home, and Tracy has a pet project she's keen to get off the ground.
What I'm hoping to do is run an animal therapy centre whereby I can use animals to work with children who have chronic and acute illness and also with adults who have strokes.
So is that something we should factor into the search?
If you can, that would be fantastic.
It's a wonderful project, but Tracy's therapy centre does make things more difficult.
They're desperate to make the change in lifestyle work. Now that I've got my feet back on terra firma, Dan's brought me to look round his staff bungalow just off base. It's crammed to the rafters with kit and furniture for their future home. All he needs to do is find a house to move it to, and it's not for want of trying.
It's quite a challenging brief, otherwise you would have sorted it out over the last couple of years. The reality is there isn't that much housing up there. We're not going to have a huge amount of options.
I think we've found a few places over the years. We've just been unlucky with the Scottish system of offers over. You know, we've lost a few properties from that, so you know you sometimes have to shoot in the dark, and that can be your own worst enemy. If you find the property you love, then it's down to your budget and what you're willing to offer.
All sounds very military, that does. Shooting in the dark.
Well,
You know your enemy.
It's time to get the ball rolling, so I've scarpered from the Gales in Wales and made the journey 500 miles up the road to Elgin to start this tricky search.
Dan and Tracy's big problem has been the Scottish system. Houses here are advertised at a certain price and you're expected to bid over and above that price. Now, there's no guidance and no room for negotiation. Most buyers have a survey before they make a bid. So if you've been unsuccessful a few times, like Dan and Tracy have, it makes it a heartbreaking and expensive process.
But to their credit, Dan and Tracy aren't being in the least defeatist. Despite all they've been through with the Scottish system, they've also asked us to find them a nifty investment flat near their new home that they could let out.
Tell me about this second property that you're interested in buying.
We're quite keen to just have an investment flat round about this area because we know this area so well in the market that we'll rent it. So that will be sort of around about the RAF bases.
Just a little nest egg that you could rent out.
Yeah, and either pay it off or just watch the capital increase.
So the dream for these two would be a detached traditional house in northeast Scotland. They plan on being here a long time, so they need at least 3 bedrooms to spread into.
Finally, a large, mature garden, big enough to house Tracy's animal therapy centre in the future, would be the icing on the cake.
For the investment flat, Tracy and Dan are after a no-nonsense new build as close to one of the big air bases in the area as possible, to cash in on the letting potential from the RAF men nearby.
For their family home, they don't want to break the stamp duty threshold of $250,000, and that leaves them a budget of $60,000 for the investment flat, giving us a total relocation budget of $310,000.
Lady Luck has not been shining on these two.
No, it certainly has not. 200 houses viewed, over 20 notes of interest.
All the money on surveys and things they've spent.
Thousands of pounds in surveys.
Although the hope that I take out of that is if they've found 20 places that they've liked, we only need to find one.
Yeah, but prices have really shot up in that 2 years.
That's true.
And now they are desperate and they're relying on our help, and because of the Scottish system, our hands are tied. There's only so much help we can give them.
What we can hopefully do is find a great house.
Don't sing till you're winning, Phil. I've got a feeling it's not just the Scottish system we'll be up against.
This week we're in Scotland, trying to bring some much-needed sunshine to a pair of jinxed property buyers.
Dan and Tracy are currently spending 5 days a week 200 miles apart. It's taking its toll and they're now desperate to find a home where they can finally start married life together.
They've been searching for their dream home for the last 3 years with 0 success.
And now it's up to us to make it happen.
I hope you brought your comfy shoes, Kirstie, because we're going to have to put in some serious mileage on this one.
You know I don't do comfy shoes, Phil.
There has to be a garden of some size.
How many bedrooms has that one got?
That's just too small.
No, that's going to be too expensive.
The type of house Dan and Tracy want rarely comes onto the market.
I've already heard about that one.
It's no wonder their search area is so big.
Does it need work?
No, it's unrealistic just to veto them.
OK, yeah.
But it's not going to make our lives any easier.
You know, in terms of square miles, it's our biggest search ever.
You're exaggerating.
I'm not, in terms of square miles covered.
Well, I mean, that's what you're paid to do at the end of the day. You know, try carrying a baby.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, seriously.
So while Kirstie carries on the search, I'm delighted to say that I've got Dan and Tracy in the same place at the same time and ready to see what we've found them so far. The first house I'm showing them is in Duffus, just north of Dan's parents' house in Elgin. With the sea on their doorstep, this would be certainly great for Dan's outdoor activities. The building itself is a recently converted barn. The house doesn't have the big garden or outbuilding they're after, but the farm next door has land they could rent, and this place seems a real bargain. It's hitting the market at offers over $179,000, so should come in well under their budget.
So this is where we start. It's a 3-bed barn conversion. Don't know if you've imagined living in a barn conversion before.
Indeed.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
I think this suits much of what you're looking to achieve. How does it strike you to start with in terms of its geography and its setting?
Setting's very nice, and yeah, this is a lovely area. We like living round about here.
Good spot.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of hemmed in on both sides by neighbours, which, you know, a lot of hope to the house will make up for that. But looks, you know, it's
I
nice.
think it does. I mean, the barn was converted into 2, and obviously you've got neighbours that side. But once inside, it really opens up.
Great.
The inside marries the old stone outside with contemporary chic. Its 3 good-sized bedrooms are all on the ground floor, leaving the stunning upstairs kitchen and sitting room with tons of space and breathtaking views.
You've got 2 of these huge reception rooms. Downstairs you've got corridors, and it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but the rooms are all a good size.
Yeah.
Up here, the rooms are awesome, and the views are just spectacular.
Yeah, I love that.
Great, yeah.
Come and look at the other reception room. Similar size. The barn's obviously just been chopped in 2.
Yeah.
So again, you've got lightness, you've got brightness, it's contemporary, it's big, it's open.
It is a nice space,
It is
isn't it? It's
actually,
really
yeah.
light. I love that.
How does it strike you in terms of value for money?
I think it's actually very good for value for money. I think it's a shame if there's only a small garden. Otherwise, it's ideal.
It's not too often we get an ideal on the first attempt.
They're being very positive. And I know Phil and I are always asking people to compromise. But I worry they're looking for a would do rather than a would love.
The only letdown really is the fact the neighbours are so close. It's a bit pinned in.
I could almost get over the neighbours, actually, but there's just not the space outside, and that's the one thing that we've craved.
Well, if it's a house with outdoor space they're after, then boy, have I come up trumps with this next place.
We brought Dan and Tracy to this converted stone croft outside the village of Mulburn. It's an hour and a half from Inverness and a half-hour drive from Elgin.
The house sits in 5 acres of grassy meadow, perfect for Tracy's animal therapy centre.
But the compromise here is with the building itself. It's a bit of a blot on the landscape.
But on the market at a fixed price of $260,000, it could be within reach, and with all that land surrounding it, the house could be an ugly duckling just waiting to be turned into a beautiful home.
So a bit different from the last time, because you've got space around you, which was something that you obviously raised.
You've got 5 acres of space.
Wow.
Wow.
We wanted to stretch a few of your boundaries, knowing that you, particularly for the long term, wanted space around you, land, that sort of thing. But in order to get that, we're 11 miles from Elgin.
This is the point at which we start to see where your priorities really lie, and things start to rise up the list and come down the list.
Impressive as the land potential is here, they're not going to be living in the garden, so we better break the house to them and see what they think. The original cottage here has been extended to include a 1-bedroom granny flat that could easily be converted back into the main house, providing a whopping 5 reception rooms downstairs. Upstairs, there are 3 spacious bedrooms and a master bed with an ensuite. The house may not be much of a looker, but it would give Dan and Tracy oodles of space and plenty of scope to make their own mark.
What would you say were your first impressions?
It's not the big old stone house or converted building that I'm looking for.
OK.
Mine was, if the land around the house is with it, that's great. But again, it's a bit of a poxy box.
Poxy box? This house may not be pretty on the inside, but that's not why we brought them here. I want to show Tracy the potential the property could offer.
The house is actually surrounded by its 5 acres. It's right in the middle of the plot.
Yeah.
You can see the fence line, there's the boundary.
Great.
So it's a question of whether the house
Yeah, the house needs to tick more boxes, I would say.
OK. And how do you think we've done with the house?
So far, 6 out of 10.
That doesn't sound like a winning score. I thought the land here might sway Tracy, but the house just isn't hitting the mark. Tracy may want space for her therapy centre, but it looks like it's not the be-all and end-all to this search.
I'm taking Dan for a look around upstairs to delve a bit deeper into his long-term plans for their new pad.
This is probably one of those questions inappropriate to ask, and Phil always goes, "Oh, Kirstie." But Tracy works with children, obviously, at the moment. You're looking at this long-term plan. Does that involve children of your own, or because she works with children already, is she absolutely sick to back teeth of them?
I think for the last 3-4 years that we've been together, we've always been career focused, and up till now we've never really talked about it. I've been in the RAF, she's been at Great Ormond Street, and we've pursued our careers, and we've met up when we could, so it's not really been an option. I think as things settle...
That's all. I wasn't asking about that. That's between you and her. Even I wouldn't go that far.
As things settle, I think it will become a possibility for us. We couldn't consider it with us both living in separate places at the moment.
No.
Until we get a base, we can't even consider that, really.
So that is a small part of any property that you're looking at?
Yeah, I think we'd like to have the space to expand as a family.
Yeah.
But, it's part of it.
OK. Right, I won't put you on the spot anymore.
Have you no shame, Kirstie?
Finding the right house can be an intimate business, Phil. Dan may be planning for the future, but I'm getting the distinct feeling it ain't going to be here.
You can see it's all slightly gone to rack and ruin.
A bit of imagination is required.
Yeah. My heart's not thumping at the thought of this house, but the land potential is fantastic.
Okie doke. So this is something that you'd keep at the back of your mind?
We certainly do.
OK.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
OK.
Despite a 2-year house search that would have tested the patience of crowds of saints, they've got impressive willpower, but their unwillingness to bend isn't going to make our jobs any easier.
This house may not have been the hit that I hoped it would be, but at least I feel we're getting closer to the dream they've been striving for. Despite wanting land and glorious views, it seems to be the house itself that really matters most.
I don't want to be smug, but I think we may have found a house that delivers on all fronts. The property I want to take them to is this pretty croft and barn conversion just outside Elgin, and only a 45-minute drive to the airport. It's set in a lovely mature garden perched on top of a hill with a magnificent view over surrounding farmland. On the market at offers over $200,000, it's in budget too. I really think this could be a winner.
We're only 4 or 5 miles from Elgin. In fact, we can see it in the background. Stunning spot up here.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Beautiful view.
Nice elevated
Absolutely
position.
Stunning.
It's cracking.
The view is cracking. I think that sums it up.
So that's the view ticked off. Time to show them the house. I don't think they're going to be disappointed.
The ground floor is stretched into 3 large rooms. This downstairs bedroom could easily be turned into a dining room, and the kitchen would be great with a bit of updating. Finally, there's this massive sitting room looking out onto the garden. Upstairs, there are 3 bedrooms and an obscenely large double bathroom. With a bit of rejigging, I reckon this house could offer Dan and Tracy exactly the home they're after.
Now, the kitchen is a good size. It's got access to the garden at the back. It's got the wood-burning stove.
Very nice.
Yeah, it is lovely.
And then coming through here, you've got your
Very nice.
big sitting room. Now,
That's lovely, actually.
my feeling is that that was an original cottage and this section of the house was the barn.
OK.
Because this is the bit that's slightly lacking in the original features, bar the fireplace.
Fire is stunning.
Yeah,
It's lovely, isn't it? This is nice.
It's got its own charm, its own character.
Given what you do for a living and where your interests lie, as in the outdoorsy life, this house offers it right on your doorstep the whole way around.
And obviously this house, having a working farm next door, does offer the possibility of building up a relationship with your neighbours for the animal therapy centre.
It's a good idea, really good idea.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I love the look and feel of this place, and Dan and Tracy seem to be falling for it too.
I'm starting to see a house that we've fallen in love with before and lost because of our offers over system again. And I can see us doing a similar thing to this house. I can see that we could almost make the same house. And in fact, I think it's probably even a bit bigger.
After all their past property heartache, this is the first time I've seen Dan and Tracy really let down their guard and picture what it would be like to live in a property.
It's in good nick, really good nick.
Definitely potential. Nice mature trees. That view is outstanding.
Time to find out if it's a real contender.
So, where do we go from now?
It's different to the other houses in that it's that old character house, but it has the garden and, you know, the great views. It's nice house.
Very sensible, practical option.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I think those are exactly the right words I would use.
Even though Dan and Tracy aren't being negative about this house, I can't help feeling a bit deflated. If anyone deserves a house they truly love, it's these two. And to be honest, sensible doesn't quite cut it.
Don't give up yet, Kirstie. I've just heard about a property that's so good, I might move to Scotland myself.
It's in Newton by Elgin, a stone's throw from Dan's parents, and it positively radiates charm and style. Dating back to 1864, it's set in 1/3 of an acre of mature garden. It's on the market at offers over £235,000, so theoretically it's in budget. But this house is so pretty, it's anyone's guess what it will go for. And remember, we're dealing with the Scottish system.
Now, when I first came here, I thought we couldn't afford it.
We actually thought we'd come to the wrong house.
The wrong house. Wow. It is a... It's a pretty... It is
very nice.
It's very
very
nice,
nice
isn't it?
house,
Yeah. Yeah. As you can see, it was built in 1864. Always reassuring when you've got it knocked into the stone above the door. So a good first impression then.
Very good.
Yes. It's just that feel. It's the old stone building. You know, it's a house of character from the outside straight away. So.
OK, well, let's get in. See the rest.
Good positive start. As you round the bend of the drive, this house certainly hits you squarely between the eyes. And that's just the beginning.
Come in and see what you make of this. It's pretty special.
Beautiful.
It's lovely.
It's beautiful.
There's something grand, but at the same time not over grand. It's just it's comfortably grand. It's nice.
I've never heard that one before, Dan, but I shall adopt that expression if that's okay with you. Comfortably grand.
Just like my friend here.
Yeah. Thank you, Phil. I shall take that as a compliment.
Inside, the house has been restored to perfection. Downstairs, it's got a gorgeous sitting room, playroom, utility room, and a well-designed kitchen.
Then a quick sweep up the elegant staircase reveals a chic bathroom and 3 large bedrooms. I defy anyone not to like this house.
And there isn't much of an opportunity to put your own mark on this. But then sometimes you find something which is your own mark and you just think, well, let's get on with it. Let's get on with living together and just enjoying the time we've got together.
I think so, and I think when you come into a house like this, it's just so full of character and has all those bits already, and they already feel like they're us.
What would you do with the time?
Live life. We'd have family here, we'd have friends to stay, we'd do dinners, we'd do parties, we'd do the things that we were just crying out to do. We'd have our first Christmas together in our own house.
You've never had Christmas together in your own house? You've been married 3 years. And you've never lived together?
No, not properly.
Good grief, if ever there was a couple in need of our help, Phil, it's these guys.
It's the bee's knees, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And there am I supposed to be, you know, detached, advising you on which is the most sensible purchase. But it's very nice. What do you think?
I love it. I really love it.
What do you think Dan's feeling?
He'll love it.
The lady's not wrong. I think Dan's hooked.
Certainly from that heart feeling, you know, the romance of it all would be that it would be a great place to live and
Have
be.
a family?
Oh, well, maybe we'll have to see. We'll have to talk to Tracy about that one.
Come on.
Phil, leave the awkward questions to the expert.
It's really nice that they've had this as a pale colour, because it needs to be sunnier.
Nice house.
Oh,
Nice house. High praise.
Agreed.
lovely house.
Yeah.
Lots of smiles. Really impressed.
It's good.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, plenty of other people will think it's a nice house as well.
It's always the way.
Yeah.
Dan may be smiling, but that's the voice of bitter experience.
For me, either you have an auction, in which case you have an auctioneer standing there and everybody can see the whites of the other man's eyes, or you negotiate with an agent.
If you were selling a house, which would you prefer? So therefore, which is going to get you more money? It's this system.
But if I'm selling a house, I'm also buying a house.
These two have built up a thick skin from all the times they've tried and failed to buy, and this place is cutting through it. With their hearts on the line, they've got some tough decisions ahead.
This week we're in North East Scotland, house hunting for a couple married for 3 years and still without a home to share. So far we've shown them 4 great properties.
Dan and Tracy are in 2 minds. If there's one thing their 3-year search has taught them, it's to hedge their bets. So whilst I head off to check out investment flats in Elgin, they've asked Kirstie to take them back for another look at the converted Croft, as well as the 1864 house they love.
The Croft is 35 grand cheaper, and at that price, definitely worth another visit.
How do you feel about being back here?
It's really grown on me. This house is really grown on me.
The more we talk about what we could do as well, you know, I can imagine us in here for a year or two from now, you know, with the Arga Tracy's always wanted, and, you know, in this kind of house and things like that, you know, and just comfortable and happy and have made it what we want it to be in a house like this.
Yeah.
So, Tracy, do you think we've got a tortoise and a hare situation here?
Could well be.
The house which was racing to the finish might not actually be the winner.
Just when I thought they'd left their hearts at the 1864 house, this one seems to be really growing in their estimations.
This job's never dull.
I think this view actually sums up why you've moved back to Scotland, really. It's about the outdoors, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything, you know. It gives us the view of the hills, that big landscape that we get being up in Scotland.
I'm feeling quite positive about this house more and more, but I just want to come in and start ripping up carpets, particularly this one.
So it looks like this cottage has stepped firmly back into the running, but there's still the matter of the house that took their breath away. I want to return with them to see if it was true love at first sight or just a Highland fling.
Right. So, back in the comfortably grand house. How does it feel?
It still has that feeling. It's very nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it is.
I love it. Yeah.
For what it lacks in view, it makes up for in house. You know, it's just something about it. It's a wow factor in the house. It just feels.
It's a definite wow. It's just substantial, big, chunky
I think
house.
it's the height as well. All the rooms are really tall, and
Yeah,
I
that's true.
love that. I really love the tall ceiling.
Ceiling height. Well, go and have a look around by yourself. I won't be on your tail, don't worry.
With the cheaper Croft conversion still in the running, I want Dan and Tracy to make sure that despite the much smaller garden, this house is definitely worth the extra money.
Too good to be true, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we're definitely going to lose it.
What can we do? What can we do?
It comes down to the bidding game.
Yeah.
Nightmare. I hate house hunting.
Luckily, we love it.
The house was an amazing find, but if they don't get it, I think they might hate us as well. Time to talk money.
We had a surveyor come here this morning. It's on the market at offers over 235, and the vendors have indicated that they would remove it from the market for an offer of 285. Now, someone might come along and offer them that 285 cash, but that's not going to be you.
Yeah.
Because A, you can't afford it, and B, over my dead body. Because the house isn't worth that.
Okay.
The surveyor believes an offer of 260 would be a very good offer.
Okay.
And they'd be fortunate to receive that for the house. Now, was there a part of you which was hoping that when you came back here, you'd like it less?
I think for me there probably was, because I loved it right away, and I did grow to like the Cobb house more today, but it's still a like, and this is love.
You've loved and lost quite a few houses. Where does this come in that list?
Absolutely top.
No. In 2 years, this is the best house you've seen.
Yeah, definitely.
Gordon Bennett.
What have we gone and done, Phil? Better get them out of here whilst we still can.
Now, as we left the 1864 house, you said that's where your heart lay and you had to go with it. So where does that leave us as far as the Cobb house is concerned?
I think we'd like to note our interest on that, so that if they go to a closing date, you know, we get notified.
In addition to a note of interest on the 1864 house?
Yeah, that would be our main note of interest, would be that house, in the hope that it goes to a closing date first, and
Right.
that's what we're going to actively pursue.
Do you know what your offer is going to be on that house?
I think it would have been 260, but I think we might think about if we've got any room to stretch that a little bit, because we've lost so many times just with, you know, £1,500, £2,000. It just would be absolutely gut-wrenching to lose that.
So Dan puts in the notes of interest, the first step of the process, which progresses to sealed bids nearer the time of the closing date. Hedging their bets by putting notes of interest on both properties is a good idea at this point, and the converted croft certainly isn't a bad plan B.
Now all we can do is wait, but Dan and Tracy have a last-minute wobble and decide their hearts just aren't in the converted cob. That just leaves us with the 1864 house.
Determined not to lose out, they go the extra mile and put in an offer of $265,000, 13% above the offer's over price. With their backup house gone and their budget stretched to the max, it's a tense time. But finally, Tracy gets a call from Dan.
Hello? Oh, mate, I'm sorry. That's really crap. Yeah.
I'm devastated for them. After showing them a house they loved so much, I really hoped this wouldn't be another kick in the teeth.
Their £265,000 bid was still 13 grand too little.
With the house gone, Dan and Tracy head back to a life living apart without a home of their own. But just when all seems lost, I get called off my search for an investment flat to check out a dynamite property. One that, I hesitate to say, might blow Dan and Tracy away even more than the 1864 house that they've just lost. It's such a cracker, even the weather can't put a dampener on things.
Dan, it's Phil. I've seen this spectacular place. It's got you and Tracy's name written all over it. Get yourselves up here quickly. I promise you this is good news.
They will be the first people to view this house. I just hope they like it as much as I do.
Wow.
You see the stable door through there? Look, through
We'll
that.
never be able to afford this.
No? I don't know.
It's going to be very
It's gonna
popular
it
yet
is.
again.
It's going to be really popular.
The house is in the town of Fockabers, 10 minutes from Dan's parents in Elgin. The property is an old stone croft and converted stable block joined together to create a stunning 3-bedroom home. It's in desperate need of some love and attention, but compared to the 1864 house, its potential is massive.
Dan and Tracy could really put their mark on this place, and the sprawling garden surrounding it could offer Tracy the start she's after for her therapy centre. It's on the market at offers over $140,000, and at that price, they'd have the money left over to turn the house into the answer to 3 years of dreams.
Would our table fit in here? Monster table.
Yeah.
Good sign, they're moving in their homeless furniture already.
There'd be plenty of room for it here too. With its 3 bedrooms, dining room, kitchen and sitting room, this bungalow just goes on and on.
Totally different from the 1864 house, but just as good.
My gut feeling is it's definitely us. Definitely us. I thought that as soon as I walked in the drive though.
It is, isn't it? It's just everything, isn't it?
I see myself here for ages, if we got it. Hi Phil, it's Dan. No, it's not for us, I'm afraid. No, I'm kidding. No, it's amazing. It's great, we love it. It's really good. And this time, you've got to get it for us. You've got to do something. You've got to find a way to get us this house.
Easier said than done, Dan. But the closing date's not going to be announced for another week. So in the meantime, it's a great opportunity to concentrate on the other part of the search. They want an investment flat in the same area to top up their pensions, and they've given us a £60,000 budget to buy it. I've put in the elbow grease with the agents and come up with some very tempting options.
The first property is in Dufftown, 18 miles from Elgin. Dufftown itself is smack in the middle of the Whiskey Trail with no less than 7 distilleries surrounding it, all bringing in workers and visitors to the area and the rental market.
But the best thing about this place is the price. On the market at offers over $49,000, it could be a cracking little earner.
Now it's a refurbished one-bed flat. It was refurbished by the vendor over the last couple of years. I think he's done it well. He stripped it right back to the basics. So there's new kitchen, new bathroom, wiring, plumbing, the floor's new. It really is kind of turnkey and let the tenants...
Yeah, no, I think they'd see that as well.
I think it's a really good start. It's really clean, it's warm, you know. I think this time of year, actually, if I wanted to rent a flat, you know, I could walk in, it feels nice, you'd be quite comfortable.
I can't argue with Tracy. This is a great flat and the money side of things isn't too shabby either.
Rental agents talked of rent between £300 and £350 a month, working on the assumption that you'd have to pay 10% over the offers over, so call it £54,000. At £300 a month, that's a 6.5% yield, and at £350 a month, that's a 7.5% yield. So either or, that's a very attractive investment.
I think it would be somewhere that would be competitive on the rental market as well, because it's nice, you know, you quite happily live here yourself. So
Yeah.
let's sort of keep this in the back of our minds. It works well on the maths.
It does.
It's a nice flat. Okay.
Thank you.
That's a really positive start. I'm glad to see these two can see the potential here, but I reckon I've got better up my sleeve. The next property is another one-bedroom flat on the outskirts of Elgin town centre. It's got an incredibly strong rental market and is on at offers over 52,000. That is £3,000 more expensive, but with its location, tenants would be queuing up to live here. Again, it's a fairly simple, straightforward flat. What you see is what you get. What I would say is that the estate is in a flood risk area, and it flooded in 2002. But the flood defence work is actually being started next year. It's 15 years old. It could do with a bit of redecoration, but the agent tells me they let quite a number of properties on the estate, which tells me two things. One, there's demand for this type and size and style, and secondly, that buy-to-let investors are overcoming the obstacle of borrowing money in somewhere that has had flooding. On the rental side, the agent tells me that if somebody bought it, she'd have it let by the afternoon.
Yeah. I could believe her.
Yeah.
I could believe her easily.
It's always essential to arm yourself with all the facts, the good, the bad and the ugly, about a property and its area. The modern interior and good-sized rooms, combined with its proximity to Elgin, make this place very appealing.
It's on the market for over 52,000.
Yeah.
Rental value between 320 and 350 a month. That's still a yield at slightly over 7%.
For the money now and stuff like that, you know, it's guaranteed to get a tenant, really, isn't it, with its location and stuff?
Yeah, I think over the last
Because
one,
they're not
it's
phased about
definitely a lot more
the flooding
guaranteed.
elements or anything, is it? You know,
they're
they're just going to move in and it's upstairs. They don't even be worried about that.
After such a long time looking for their own home where they needed to have emotion, I'm really pleased to see the way that Dan and Tracy are tackling these investment decisions. They're being quite sort of cold-hearted, but that's absolutely right. This decision is simply about the maths, and the numbers are stacking up here. With the location of Elgin going down so well, the final place I want to show them couldn't be more central to the town. So this next one is right in the heart of Elgin, Elgin High Street. Your tenants are going to have access to everything that they could wish for, and it is down the alleyway, right on the High Street. So while we are sort of 3 seconds away from the High Street, it's quietly tucked away down here. And what we've come to see is this one-bedroomed house.
All of it?
Yeah, whole thing. It's over 3 floors.
3?
Yeah.
That's cool.
What's wrong with it?
It's got loads of character, doesn't it? Great location, rentable, you know. Any young person's going to want to live here, really, aren't they? Close to pubs, shops, work.
Come and see what you think.
Inside, this house is really quirky. A 3-storey, 1-bedroom house so near to the high street is a real rarity. But location and character don't come cheap. This place is on the market at offers over £60,000, so these two are going to have to keep their minds on the figures and their hearts out of the equation.
That's really clever. Really clever use of space, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite unique.
Yeah,
it's an interesting
definitely.
place. I'm still working on a figure of £350 a month.
Yeah.
Which gives it a lower yield. I worked it out just over 6.3%. Because you've had to pay that much more for it to buy it.
Mind you, 6% is still a great return for a rental property, and you won't find a better location than this around here.
It's a great flat, and if we were buying for us, you know, for me, as a single guy, I'd definitely be going for something like this. But for us, my personal feeling is that maybe not the last flat because of its location, but something newer like that, easy to maintain, we can walk away and not worry about it. I feel we could be here doing maintenance all the time.
I like it because it's quirky and it's just a bit
I see you living here,
different.
don't see, you know,
Yeah,
landlord,
yeah, and I
nightmares
guess
of landlord.
yeah, we're past that now, and this is about being realistic, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're facing some tough choices again. I've shown them 3 great flats, so it's time to retreat to a safe distance and see if any of them fit the bill. Well, 3 alternative investments today. I think all of them work very well on the maths, but they had different pros and cons, different risks, different rewards. What did you make of them?
I think the second one represented everything the best for me, practical, easy to maintain, good rent, and that's the way I'd go, definitely. I can do some more research on that.
I'm not surprised they're interested in the flat in Elgin. They're absolutely right to do their homework into the implications of the flood risk, but you can't argue with a 7% return.
Whilst you've been busy flat hunting, I've had a call to confirm the closing date for their dream house in Fochabers. It's on the market at offers over £140,000. From what I've seen, I think it's been seriously undervalued, and I know we won't be the only ones to notice. We only get one shot at it, so I recommend that Dan and Tracy go in hard at an offer of £195,000.
That may sound like a lot, but the house is attracting a huge amount of attention. By the time of the closing date, there are 16 offers on the table.
With the odds stacked up against them, I just hope Dan and Tracy aren't set up for yet another fall.
Dan and Tracy's property dreams are hanging precariously in the balance.
They've been on tenterhooks for 24 hours, waiting to hear if their offer of £195,000 is enough to secure their perfect house. The call's in, and it's up to Dan to break the news to Tracy.
Hi Trace, got some good news. Yeah, we got it. Solicitor just called me.
Amazing! I'm so happy for them. After countless weekends and 3 years of hard work, the search is finally over.
2 weeks after the sale, Dan and Tracy are back with 3 years of pent-up DIY aggression to vent. It's not long before they're tooled up and throwing themselves into giving the house a complete facelift.
Yeah, but it's a nice big space. And it's ours. We'd have to look at it and say, we could do this. We can do this.
A fortnight later, and I'm back to check out how they're getting on. Dan wants to show me how well this area fits his new lifestyle and his job. So I've come to meet him at a training centre used by the RAF just down the road from their new home. Dan, you're making me nervous. There are signs back there saying dangerous activities. What are we doing here?
We're going to do something a bit more interesting today to celebrate my good news.
What good news?
Well, as well as getting the house, I've also had my RAF service extended to 16 years.
That's fantastic. That's the security that you'd always hope for, isn't it? So you could be living and working here.
Yeah, potentially all up in one place. It'd be great.
And what are we doing with these silly helmets?
Well, you'll have to wait and see, but you're going to need this for sure.
Are you going to try and kill me again?
Quite possibly.
It's great to see Dan enjoying his new surroundings, but I'm starting to spot a reoccurring theme here, Kirstie. If there's mud on the bill, it's time to call Phil.
If there's some kind of childish activity to be indulged in, it's time to call Phil.
Oh, superb. I loved it, and I'm still alive. Well, this is what it was about, wasn't it? Getting up here and having some fun.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I love it up here. Work's not far away, play's not far away. Everything's in place, really. You know, I've got the job I love doing, and I got a house in this environment. And you know, Trace is happy, I'm happy, and hopefully everything, you know, can settle down a bit now.
I'm dead keen to come and have a look. Yeah. And if you want me to get a paintbrush out, seeing as I've had a go on this.
There's plenty of painting to be done.
I'll do some work. This place is right on the money when it comes to the lifestyle they were after. Time to swap 4 wheels for 4 walls and head back to Dan and Tracy's new pad. I can't wait to hear about their plans and get stuck into the DIY. So here we are, back again.
Yep.
Still alive?
Yeah.
What I loved about it was you're right in the centre of the village, and yet it's secluded, it's private.
No, it's great. It's a lovely location, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Hello.
How you doing?
Fine. How was quad biking?
It was very good fun.
Was it good?
It was superb. I had a great time.
Good.
How have you been?
We've been busy.
We're getting
Still
there.
busy.
Some long nights, but it's all worth it. Yeah. We're getting as quickly as possible. The DIY has given us a great opportunity to spend hours and hours together at last.
Well, I'm here to muck in.
Fab.
2 good hands.
Hey, let's go.
Come on.
It's only been a month since they got this place, but inside the house is already taking shape. The kitchen and bathroom are out, and the dark walls have been replaced by freshly plastered walls and lashings of paint.
Speaking of which, there's obviously been tons happened here already.
Yeah, I think it's been so long and waiting to happen, you know, that we're just got to, you know, let's go and get it sorted. And, you know, we've made quite a lot of new friends.
And how about your plans for the animal therapy centre? Is that a reality here?
There's probably not enough ground here, but actually we've got plenty to start with, and Poppy obviously is a great start.
And is the house really everything that you'd hoped it would be?
I think it's more. I genuinely think it's more. We've got an old stone house. It's kind of fairy tale stuff, I think.
This place really does seem to be the answer to their dreams. But at the moment, it's a dream with no kitchen. So Dan's been out and bought back basic rations.
Fish and chips, Phil. I don't think you're in danger of starving.
I bought something as well, just to celebrate the moment of new home ownership. I thought we might just raise a glass.
Nah, that's what I call basic rations.
Because it has been a very long time coming, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
How long ago did you get married?
Almost 4 years.
Yeah, almost 4 years.
And how long have you been looking for a house?
3.
Over 3, yeah. It's all downhill now.
Yeah.
After such a long wait, it's great to see these two finally settling down in their own place.
What do you think you're looking forward to most, having settled here?
I don't know. I think just the stupid things, getting up in the morning, you know, being able to come through to your own kitchen, make a cup of coffee, go back to your own bed.
Visit friends visiting us for a change.
Rather than the other way around.
Yeah, people come to see us and stay in the night after dinner. Yeah.
Well, what about Christmas?
I can't wait.
Yeah, we love Christmas. And so this is a great place. It'll be wicked.
This will be a spectacular Christmas home, actually, for everybody else to come to.
Trace will have lights everywhere.
I hope so, yeah.
With all their time and money now concentrated on knocking their new home into shape, Dan and Tracy have decided to put their plans for an investment property on hold until they're more settled.
Probably a sensible move, given the size of the project. I would have loved to have got you an investment property at the same time, but it wasn't to be just at the moment, I suppose. But will you follow through on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we'll get this place squared away and sorted out. And then, and while we're doing that, we'll be researching the stuff we discussed with you, and hopefully, you know, down the line we'll have both.
Well, it's been fantastic spending time with you guys. I've loved every minute of it, and so good to see the house coming on, and you getting settled. So 3 cheers to you.
Thank you.
It's been a long time coming.
My pleasure.
Well
Thank
done.
you.